Welcome to another round of my little guitar demo series. Today I have a little special story to tell. It's about the wonders of the internet. So a few weeks ago I found an email in my mailbox which was from a guitar player who spoke German to me, which is my mother tongue, but it turned out he's not living in Germany anymore. He's living in Bogota, Colombia. And he asked me, because he planned to visit his homeland again this summer, he asked me if he can bring his Gil Yaron 1959 replica guitar, if I would have fun testing it, demoing it. So, of course, I immediately said yes. So it came that this guitar landed a few days ago here in Frankfurt, Germany, from Colombia. And the next wonder of the internet was when we were talking together, it turned out the dude was living in the same town like my birth town. So wonders of the internet are everywhere. What he has brought to me is a Gil Yaron, I hope I pronounced the name right, 1959 Les Paul replica. So it's a modern guitar, just a few years old, but was done by Israeli-born luthier Gil Yaron, who moved to Los Angeles. That's what I learned in the internet. Because I have to admit, I never heard of Gil Yaron and his guitars. Today I know, and I can say in advance, he's doing serious work. In contrary to a original 1959 Gibson Les Paul standard Sunburst, which is of course very, very rare. So even if you have the money, and you need a lot of money for an original vintage 59, even if you have the money, chances are very slim that you get hold of one of the few 1959s from that time. So this replica here is one of the guitars which comes very close to the original and is somewhat affordable, way more affordable than the originals. However, I also learned that Gil Yaron stopped making 59 replicas for whichever reason. So there are also not too many Gil Yaron 59 replicas on the market. Anyway, for guitar lovers which like how a original vintage 59 Gibson Les Paul standard looks and how it feels and how it sounds, this is serious. I mean, this guitar is very, very close to the original. From the specs, from the way it has been manufactured, it's handmade of course. There was a lot of detail work involved. What I felt immediately when I took the guitar in my hand for the first time was the intonation. The intonation of this guitar, it's sensational. It's just absolutely perfect. Yeah, listen to that. Strange chords in the higher regions. Normally you have this boop, 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 boop going on. This guitar is absolutely 100% intonated. Yeah, I learned that this guitar here was made, for example, of course, from mahogany. It's a mahogany neck, it's a mahogany body, but the wood used for the top is 50 years old, and so-called reclaimed Michigan Eastern maple. And yeah, the guitar looks astonishingly good, and the logo is also very close to the Gibson logo, so God, the dudes at Gibson probably had some headaches. Anyway, since the guitar fulfills really up to the closest detail the original specs of 1959 Gibson Les Paul, I don't want to bore you with all these details. I rather give you a few sound examples, and prepared a playback. I had the chance to warm up a little bit with this guitar yesterday, so I developed the playbacks under the influence of the guitar, if you know what I mean. I will start with a clean sound playback, and then of course switch to a distortion example. For the clean sound I use a Ketner Tubemeister 36. I figured this is going very well with this guitar for my personal taste. And the distorted example I will play through a Marshall JCM 2000 dual super lead, because I figured that the distorted sound comes over for this guitar with this amplifier very good for my taste. So have fun! So now you have an idea about the clean tone behavior, at least some of the clean tone behavior is possible on this guitar. The guitar is very dynamic in the attack and simply a lot of fun to play. It's a very serious instrument and yeah, not too bad. So time to switch over to the distorted sounds, and like I said, I will play over a Marshall JCM 2000 dual super lead. By the way, I cannot stress enough, and the owner of the guitar was surprised himself, that it makes a huge difference which amplifier you use for a guitar and for a special sound. Because the Hughes & Kettner Tubemeister I used for the clean sound here for this guitar was the perfect match for my taste. And the same Marshall I play now for the distorted sound really sounds very weak in the clean channel with this guitar. That you understand what I mean with the distortion glory is this. Holy and so on. Huh? Isn't it nice? It's the chainsaw attack from the UK. I mean, Marshall is always a satisfaction, and with this guitar, the Marshall here, the JCM 2000, turned out to be the perfect thing. This being said, I hit play on my playback and show you some distorted sounds and variations with this very fine guitar. Have fun! what has to be said about this guitar? I mean, it's a very, very detailed replica, really detailed replica of a 1959 Gibson Les Paul. So Gil Yaron, the luthier, was really paying attention to the smallest details. For example, the screws used, or how the binding is made, or the neck angle, the radius of the neck. Everything is original 59 spec. So if you are blindfolded and don't see the logo, you can be fooled. It looks very original, feels very original. It's also rather lightweight, which is typical for the guitars. Also the pots, the volume and the tone pots here behave like you would expect them to behave from an original vintage instrument. It's an instrument of a certain quality, and I can say this is a very, very well done 59 replica. I do one thing I never did before. I switch now to German because I want to say thank you to the guy who brought the guitar to me from Bogota, Colombia. So, hallo, du weißt, wer du bist. Ich möchte nochmal sagen, herzlichen Dank, dass du mich besucht hast, diesen weiten Weg auf dich genommen hast. Aber gut, du hattest ja auch andere Leute zu besuchen. Und dass ich dir da noch eingefallen bin, du hast mir eine sehr große Freude gemacht. Erstens, dass ich dich kennenlernen durfte, und zweitens, dass du mir so ein sagenhaftes Instrument vorbeigebracht hast. In diesen tristen Sommertagen immer eine Bereicherung. Insofern nochmal vielen Dank und gute Rückreise. Passe auf dich auf. Ich habe gehört, das ist eine der unruhigeren Gegenden in der Welt. This being said, I'm at the end of my little guitar demo for today, and bye bye, see you next time.